Hey guys, the breaking news for June 5th, that was last Friday, was Remembering George Floyd. And I'm sure all of you know who George Floyd is at this point. He was a man who was mercilessly killed by a police officer. And this is his memorial service. Memorial service is like the funeral. It's a time to remember him. You can see all the people out there remembering him. So let's read this. People across the United States are attending memorial services to remember George Floyd. People are giving speeches about George at the services. George Floyd is an African-American man who died on May 25 in Minneapolis, Minnesota. He died after a white police officer hurt him. The first memorial service was on June 4 in Minneapolis. Public and private services will be in Rayford, North Carolina on June 6. George was born near Rayford. A public service will be in Houston, Texas on June 8th, followed by a private funeral on June 9th. George grew up in Houston. Wow, so he was born one place, grew up in another, and lived in another place even. So all those places are going to remember George. So what are people giving at the services? Tests, presents, or speeches? Well, and when you're at a funeral or a memorial, you're giving out speeches, right? If they're giving out gifts, that would be kind of morbid. Who are people remembering at the services? Jennifer Hudson, Shaquille O'Neal, or George Floyd? I think at this point, George Floyd is more famous than Jennifer Hudson or Shaquille O'Neal, right? And where was the first service? Atlanta, Minneapolis, or Las Vegas? That's right, Minneapolis. And then where were the other two? One was in Rayford. Yeah, Rayford. And then the other one was in Houston. Let's see, Rayford, North Carolina, and then Houston, Texas. Okay, so if you haven't heard about this, you've heard some now.